Disney, why do you like doing what you do? I didn't even want to watch The Acolyte, but after hearing how bad episode 3 was from the entire internet, I sat down and I decided to watch it. And dear God, I'm sorry, Disney, I wasn't familiar with your game. Just honest to God, I wasn't familiar with your game. I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I thought the whole internet was overreacting. I formally apologize both to you guys and Disney. It was terrible. I don't even know where I want to start with this. I guess we can start with the smaller things, and mind you, the fact that this is a minor issue for me speaks volumes to how bad the episode was. For starters, I absolutely despise how the writers just completely spit on the Star Wars lore, not giving two fucks about it. In episode 3, we figure out that the twins were conceived by the Force, or the Thread, whatever bullshit you want to go along with. And the comparisons are pretty obvious, and the reason why I don't like this aspect of the episode is because the main rift between Anakin and the Jedi Council early on was the fact that they didn't know how to handle Anakin. He was pretty much an anomaly. This was completely uncharted territory for them. Except for the fact that it totally wasn't, because it happened 100 years prior, not only once, but twice with twins, and the Jedi completely knew about it. So my only question is, why in the fuck was this not written down somewhere? It would have saved the Jedi so much heartache 100 years later with Anakin. And just ignoring the lore for 1 second, because I know I am nerding out a little bit, well, okay, a lot. But I really don't like when Disney Star Wars just does a rerun of what happened prior in either the original or the prequels. Like, for example, in Force Awakens, they did the Death Star 3.0. It's just really lazy storytelling, especially since you have so much to work with. And you don't have to be within the confines of the Star Wars timeline because, well, this is 100 years prior to any show or movie. You could do whatever you want, really. And sadly, Disney also knows that. This is why they're doing this. And the main reason why this doesn't work, and I could go surface level and say it's cringy, it's silly, it's goofy. We all saw the scene.
The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
Yeah, like, that's just not redeemable. But the core reason why this doesn't work is because your society is an aspect of world building that doesn't really matter because we don't care for the main things, like the characters, the plot. Why should I care about this witch society when I don't care about the characters that are involved with it, that get impacted by it? And, you know, why should I care when the plot doesn't invest me at all? The answer is, you shouldn't. You shouldn't care. Now, I'm gonna say something that might get me a little bit of heat, but screw it. I'm here to tell you the truth of my own opinion. I don't mind when Star Wars tries to do something a little bit more wacky and unconventional. The only reason why this doesn't work, like I said before, is because we don't have meaningful characters that we're interested in, and we don't have a plot that gets us invested in it. And without these basic things, you're not gonna care about the planet, the world, the aspects of the setting. You're just not. Now, I know that the writers are most likely going to deflect, saying that we don't like it because it's an all-women society. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And you know why? Because Star Wars fans like the Night Sisters. Hell, if you wanted to make an entire society of witch women, why not just make a show around them? It's right there. Hell, a live action show around them would have been pretty fucking cool. And like I said prior, the reason why we cared about them in Clone Wars was because there was interesting characters being impacted by them, like Darth Maul. Which brings me to a larger point of why I really despise new Star Wars shows like The Acolyte. And that's because a lot of the writers are trying to reinvent the wheel, saying fuck Star Wars and this is our show now. And it's so unnecessary because there's so much you can work with. Like I said before, if you want to make an all-female society of witches, you already have that. But instead, they wanted to do their own version, and it completely sucked. Not to mention, there are literally dozens, if not hundreds, of Star Wars books that Disney has retconned into legends that could easily be made into right here. You make this into a show. Hold on, the glare. That helps a little bit. If you make this into a show, I promise you, this shit would sell like hotcakes. This shit would sell like food in a famine. I promise you. This would be like the House of the Dragons, basically, for Star Wars. Who wouldn't want to see Darth Bane? Who wouldn't? But instead, we got this shit. I don't know. Well, that's all. I wanted to go on a little bit of a rant of the Acolyte. It was pretty terrible. And with the boys and House of the Dragon, I don't know if I'll make a review on this. I don't know if I want to keep up with this shit. But thanks for watching. Comment below what you think and comment below what I should review next. Thanks again for watching.